Hi guys, today is Zhang again from Moolahwise.com, and today I just want to make this quick little video about the rule of 72. Okay, so and how this applies to our money. So the rule of 72 basically says it's a mathematical formula that given a rate of return will tell us how many years it'll take to double our money. Okay, so let's say, so the way it works is like this. Okay, so let's say you take 72 divided by your rate of return, right, will give you the number of years it will take to double my money, to double my money. Okay, so let's say, let's say you were able to find a place that gave you, let's say, 6% rate of return. Okay, so and you had an initial savings of $1,000. Okay, so let's say $1,000. So let's say 72, you take 72 divided by 6, which would give you 12 years. All right, so that means that if you are at age 20 today and you had 1,000 saved, right, that means that in 12 years from today, when you become age 32, your 1,000 has grown to 2,000. Okay, and then when you are age 44, your 2,000 has grown to 4,000. Okay, and when you are age 56, right, your 4,000 will double to 8,000. Okay, so and so on. Okay, but a couple things I wanted to point out is, one, you got to have a consistent. This rule only works if you're consistently getting 6% every single year. Okay, so if you're using this formula to, let's say, calculate a stock, how long is it going to take to double your money, it's not a good place to use this formula, because some years you could get 6%, some years you get more, some years you can get less. Okay, so this rule only works if you are if you're getting 6% every single year. Okay, so that means that it'll double every 12 years. So same thing. So let's see what that looks like on your money when you get a slightly higher rate of return. Okay, so let's say you found a place that gave you 8%, right? And you're still saving $1,000 initially, right? So let's say you take 72 divided by 8%, will give you 9 years. Okay, so let's say let's just stick with our previous example. Let's say at age 20, you have $1,000 saved up, and then, so that means at age 29 you would have 2,000. Okay, and then at age 38 you would have your 1,000 has grown to 4,000. Right, and then at age 47 it has grown to 8,000. Okay, and so on. Okay, and then over here, let's say you found a place that gave you, but one thing I wanted to point out before we moved on any further. So let's say from this example to this example, right? Even on paper, it's only 6% to 8%. On paper, it only looks like 2%, but look at how many more years you get, or how many more doubles you get in your lifetime. So on this side, it would take you to age 56 if you're starting at age 20 to get to $8,000, right? But over here, starting at age 20, you would have gotten that 8,000 only at age 47. A difference of, I'm gonna say 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. And then over here, let's say you found a place that gave you 12%. Okay, so the same thing, we're gonna start with our $1,000 initial savings, right? So you take 72 divided by 12 will give you 6 years. Okay, so let's say same thing, same example. Let's say age 20, you started with $1,000, right? At age 26, you have $2,000 now, and then at age 32, your 1,000 has grown to 4,000. And then at age 38, right, your 4,000 now has grown to 8,000. Okay, so and so on. Same thing. Okay, so I want to point out. Okay, so from over here, with a 6% rate of return, it would take you 12 years to double your money. Okay, so over here you would have gotten to 8,000 at age 56, and over here it would have taken you to age 47 before you reach 8,000, and over here it would have taken you to age 38 to get to 8,000, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is that the rate of return matters. And then the other thing I want to point out is that this rate of return must be consistent for you to to calculate how long it's going to take to double, right? So like I was mentioning, if you're using a stock, you can't, it's not a good example because not every single year you're going to get the same rate of return. So I know I sound like a broken record, but it's an important part of this formula and it bears repeating. But guess what? So this is if you're collecting the interest. But guess what? This rule also works if you're paying the interest. Okay, so let's say, so let's add a page. So let's say, so the previous page was if you were collecting the interest, but it also works if you're paying interest. Okay, so like for instance, like a credit card or like a mortgage. Okay, so you could calculate how long it's going to take you to double your debt. So let's just use a credit card because a lot of people are familiar with credit cards. I have credit card. Everybody has credit cards. So let's just talk about credit cards. So the average credit card, right? Average APR on a credit card, right, is 18 to 24%. Okay, and again, guys, this number could be higher, could be lower. I'm just using what the common interest rate is on a credit card. So again, this number could be higher or lower depending on your situation and your credit score and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so don't hold me to this number. I'm just trying to use this as a conceptual so that way you guys can understand this. Okay, so let's draw a line. So let's just start on the low side. So at 18%, okay? So you would take 72 divided by 18, would give you 4 years, right? And then let's say you started with a debt of $1,000, okay? So in our previous example, we were saving $1,000, but in this example, we started with a debt of $1,000. So let's say at age 20, same thing, right? You started with $1,000 in debt, right? With 18% APR, okay, or interest rate. So that means that at age 24, right, your 1,000 has grown to 2,000 debt. And I drew this negative here because just to denote that's a debt. And remember, guys, this doesn't come into play how much you're paying. If you're making the maximum, if you're paying it full, then this doesn't apply to you. This only applies if you're paying the minimum. Okay, so so at age 24, your 2,000, now your 1,000 debt has become 2,000, and at age 28, your $1,000 debt has now grown to $4,000 debt. Okay, and then at age 32, your 4,000 now grows to 8,000. Okay, so remember, and so on. Okay, so and guys, keep in mind that this only applies if one, you're paying the minimum. So that means that if you started over here with $1,000 debt at age 20, if you're only paying the minimum, and by age 24, your $1,000 debt's going to become 2,000, and then all the way up to the 8,000. If you don't understand this math, this is why a lot of people get into credit card debt and they can't get out, because they seem like they're making payments, but if the debt is compounding faster than their ability to pay it off, then this is going to take effect. Okay, so let's see what it looks like when you have 24% interest. Again, guys, this is only shown for conceptual learning. Your rate of return might be different. So, but I just wanted to kind of emphasize this point. Okay, so let's say 24%. I just want to show you how fast your money can compound or your debt can compound. Okay, so so you take 72 divided by 24, right? Will give you 3 years. Okay, so let's say you're starting at age 20, right? You have same thing. You have $1,000 debt. Right? So over here, let's say you started with $1,000 debt, right? So that means at age 23, if you're only paying the minimum, your 1,000 debt now has become $2,000. And then at age 26, right? your $1,000 debt, if you're only paying the minimum, now grows to $4,000 debt. And then at age 29, right, now your $1,000 debt has grown to $8,000. Okay. And remember, guys, this only applies when you're paying the minimum. So if you're paying more or you're paying it in full, then this does not apply to you. But I just want to make that point clear, okay? And then so on, okay? So I wanted to, so the whole point of this video is that I wanted you to ask yourself, are you paying interest or are you collecting interest? Okay, so it's always nice to collect interest, but if you're paying interest is not good, because you can see how your money or your debt can compound. And then so the last thing I want to bring up is our mission. Our mission is to educate 1 million families on how money works, and simply because, you know, it's our fiduciary responsibility to be responsible and educate the next generation, because I have kids and I don't want my kids to not understand these concepts, because none of this was taught to us in school. So again, it's Zhang from Moolahwise.com. If you guys learned anything from this video or got value from it, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because I produce educational concepts about money. And I think if you understand how money works, then you could have money works for you. So again, learn more at moolahwise.com. Again, thank you for listening, and I hope you got some value from this video. Thank you. Bye.